What is going on in Utah? Seems like the joke of every video, but let's get right into it, and I want to hear your thoughts. Where is Donovan Mitchell going? So first off, yesterday, Charania announced on the rally that the Knicks and Jazz trade talks for Donovan Mitchell had stalled out, and that reportedly the Jazz, in their pursuit of trading Donovan Mitchell, had requested Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, other players, and at least 3 first-round picks. We assume those other players would have been a combination of Cam Reddish, Emmanuel Quickley, and Quentin Grimes, or Miles McBride, or Jericho Sims. Now, some believe that the Jazz rank Barrett among the best potential players that they could receive in a trade from New York, and we also assume that Quentin Grimes is. Now, as we move on from that news, if those trade talks have stalled, Charania says clearly there's no real movement as of yet on a Mitchell to the Knicks front, though the Jazz have continued conversations with other teams such as the Charlotte Hornets and Washington Wizards for Donovan Mitchell, which in its own right, it's interesting. And let's get right into who do you guys think has a better shot of trading for Donovan Mitchell, the Hornets, the Wizards, or the Knicks, as this has all just gotten a bit more interesting. And also, there was a Utah Jazz store selling $30 former player jerseys, and guess who was on there? Donovan Mitchell. So what's going on in Utah? But yes, I want to hear you guys' thoughts down below. Where do you guys think Donovan's going to go? And let's get into some potential trade talks, because that's where we are in the NBA season. And I think, yeah, it's definitely interesting to see what's going on, because this whole Utah situation in its own right is just funny. But I think right now, I mean, you guys know I'm a Wizards fan, or one of my teams are the Wizards. I'm a Wizard, Orlando Magic, and a Timberwolves fan. Who could they give up? Obviously, they're not going to trade Kristaps. At least I don't think they would want to assume they want to have Beal, Kristaps, and Donovan. They wouldn't trade Barton or Morris. They can't trade Wright. So I think if you package Kuzma and Rui, that gets you about $19 million. Sadly, you probably have to package in their Denny Avdia. That gets you to about $25 million right there, or 24 actually. Damn, it gets hard, because then you'd have to do John Davis, Corey Kispert, and probably like Daniel Gafford. And even then, you barely get to 30 million. And so it'd be easier if you do include Kristaps in the trade. So Donovan makes, so if any trade with the Wizards, it would have to include a combination of Gafford, Kispert, Davis, Avdia, Hachimura, and Kuzma, as all those players will get you to $30 million. And you'd get yourself, and because they wouldn't want Kristaps unless they were just going to straight out buy him out, which I doubt they would do. So yeah, it would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least like 6 players they'd be sending, and hopefully only 1 or 2 picks. I mean, you'd got the roster, but you'd have Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell, Kristaps Porzingis, Will Barton, Monte Morris, DeLon Wright, Taj Gibson, Vernon Carey. Damn, that team would be gutted. I mean, it's what you, if you want to do it. The Hornets would be easier. One would argue, oh, could you just send Gordon Hayward and a bounty of picks? Yes. You could probably offer them Gordon Hayward and like 6 first rounders, and they would so do that. Okay? That team would so take 6 first rounders and Gordon Hayward. Tell me I'm wrong. But the Hornets wouldn't do that. The Hornets, if they did a Gordon Hayward trade, they'd be like, here's Gordon Hayward, and maybe they would try to say, here's James Bouknight, if they're not high on Bouknight, or PJ Washington, and then 4 first rounders. If you do any trade with Gordon Hayward, the Hornets, it would have to have a shit ton of picks, because you have to have picks to make up for Hayward's contract, and then picks for Donovan Mitchell himself. So you'd have to have extra picks in there. Now a deal being Terry, not Terry. Terry could be the guy. Terry with Kelly gets you there. Terry, Kelly, Mason right there would be $41 million. And you can look at the Utah Jazz and be like, we'll do that. And you send us Pat Beverly. Maybe they even ask for Rudy Gay. Okay. I mean, what's stopping them? Because they could actually like be like, hey, we want some more veterans. But the problem with the Hornets is this whole situation is so murky with the ever looming Miles Bridges situation. So I look at this, unless they would want to do a deal where it's like Kelly Oubre, Kai Jones, JT Thor, James Bouknight, Mason Plumlee, and a few picks. That way they get young guys on the roster and long guys. You could do that. I just think the Knicks package of RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, and like 2 picks for Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gay, and either Clarkson or Beverly would be better. But I don't know. This is just a whole weird situation. But man, the NBA, we're at a time where we're literally just talking out our ass because there's just nothing else to talk. Or, well, I'm talking out my ass because there's nothing else to talk about with the current state of the NBA. And is it boring? It's a little bit, but you got to keep the channel growing, got to keep the growth, got to keep it all talk. Because at some point, something's going to be bound to happen. And maybe it'll be interesting, maybe it won't, but we'll be the ones who first reported it and we first talked about it. Either way, I have roommates moving in, and dude, it is so mundane. I have to clean the apartment. I gotta go get the carpet cleaner. I'm not messy or anything. It's just you want to be like, you want to have the place nice for your new roommates. So gotta go do that. I have an NBA show. You should check it out. I've been lazy with the clips. That's another thing I gotta do today. I gotta do all the clips. Damn. So much to do, so little time to do it, as they like to say. But I hope you guys do have a great day. I love every single one of you. That's basically it from moi. Goodbye. If in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, good night.